back to a crazy episode of the 4th and 17th podcast. We're doing things here. We're doing things a little differently here. We're showing our faces. We're doing a little video chat.
What's up?
Yeah, Hemish, how you doing, buddy? You good?
Good, man. Excitement. This is genuine excitement. I'm so happy to see your face right now.
This
Dude.
is crazy. I know. Yeah, we'll be able to see our reactions. I know, like, we kind of have to go on verbal cues, but this is like cool. We'll be able to see our reactions through the entire process.
Broadcast all smiling.
Yeah, I know. Kind of embarrassing. So yeah, hey, so look, this is something special that we're looking to do, and it just happens to be playoff time. So we have 6 games coming up this week. Today's kind of episode is going to be a little different. We're going to go through the 6 playoff games that we have coming up, wild card round this weekend. But we're also going to give you our bracketology. We're going to talk to you about who we think is ultimately going to go through each of the rounds of the playoffs and ultimately be crowned the Super Bowl. So let's hop right into it. First game of the weekend, Colts Bills, big game. I think this is one of the biggest games of the Saturday matchup. 2 juggernauts. Whew. You want to kick it off?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's do it. Let me hear what you got to say.
This probably, but I think this and the Ravens Titans are probably tied for, game I'm most excited to see, just because the game could potentially go either way. But you have in this game, Bills, hottest team in the NFL, right? Probably in the league right now. Just that offense cooking. They scored 50-something points on the Dolphins. Dolphins defense was horrible. Or not horrible. In the game, they were horrible, but they're tearing up the league. Like, they stopped Mahomes and everything. So, Bills are going crazy. On the other hand, Colts, they're known for their defense, but their defense hasn't been playing well. But on the other side, you got the Rook, Jonathan Taylor, the offensive line, controlling the line of scrimmage, doing a lot of things well in the running game. So it's interesting because the Colts, if they can control the clock and keep Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs on the sideline for majority of the game and limit their opportunities to score the ball, they have a chance. But on the other side, man, Bills offense against Colts defense, that's a really bad matchup because Colts, if there's one thing they're liable, to get beat on is their secondary. Their secondary is not good. And their pass rush, it loses its strength. Like, it kind of, what's the fucking word I'm going for? It dies down towards the end of games because they don't have much depth. So considering all those things, I'm expecting a closer game than people probably think just because of the pace the Bills have been on. But Bills, they're going to, last year, Josh Allen kind of fucked that game up, right? He was all over the place, made a couple plays that kind of, shifted that game. But I think he changes the narrative around him. He gets his first playoff win. I'm expecting the Bills to win a close one here. I think within 7 points, maybe like 27-20 around there.
Yeah. All right. So look, both these teams are coming in really hot. The Colts are on like a 5 or 6 game winning streak to close out the season. The Bills, on the other hand, we know how demonstrative they've been the entire season. They're also coming on like a 6 game winning streak into this postseason. If I'm going to take the last game of the season as any indication of who's going to win this game, look at what the Buffalo Bills did to a great defense. Yeah. Like you said, right? Miami's defense is nothing to scoff at.
Secondary is probably top 3.
Top secondary, and top 2, top 3 in the league, right? And they torched them for 56 points.
50 burger.
About 50 burger, yeah. The Colts, their front is solid against the run game. Buffalo doesn't really use the run game. They're looking to pass the ball on your ass. Mm-hmm. And Stephon Diggs is just playing a different game right now, man. He is
baller.
Was he like a top 3 wide receiver in the league right now? I think numbers wise, he's like number 1 or 2 or something like that.
All pro.
Yeah. Incredible turnaround. You've been seeing it all season. This is the first time probably where a trade has benefited both teams, meaning the Vikings and the Bills. Huge, hats off to Stephon Diggs. I like the Colts. I really do. I think they're a great team. But inconsistency with their offense. I'm taking the Bills. They're coming in too hot. They have everything kind of just running. Their defense has been playing really well the last couple weeks. So I'm taking Josh Allen and the Bills in this matchup, man.
Yeah, one thing I'm scared of, is I don't want the Bills, or I don't know what's going to happen because a lot of people are hopping on the Bills bandwagon right now. So
Yeah,
I hope they
yeah.
don't let that get to their head. And but I feel like they have a good coaching staff over there. Sean McDermott, coaches his group up really well, and I think the Bills know they got something special because the way they've been playing, I think they won their last 9 out of 10, dude. That's ridiculous. So, and they got MVP candidate. So like, I mean, it makes sense. So let's see. That's a good game. It sucks that it's at 10 a.m. I was telling you, man. That's early. So especially for us on
No,
here at the West Coast, man.
I know. For us, it's a struggle, but hey, I mean that, like I said, that's one of the most popular, not the most popular. That's the part going to be the most entertaining game of Saturday. So, um, that's I mean, that's going to be something that we're all going to have to wake up to watch, man. That's going to be a great game of the week. All right, so let's go ahead and put pivot on here. On paper, this should have been initially a good game to watch, man. The Rams versus the Seahawks. Unfortunately, as we know, a lot of injuries on the Rams side. They lost Jared Goff. Um, Rams Seahawks, man. I'm going to kick things off here. I'm taking the Seahawks. Uh, Again, you're playing with a backup quarterback for the Rams. They just haven't really been all that consistent all year long. I think at the beginning of the season, you and I kind of called them pretenders. And honestly, things have kind of tapered off for them as they've kind of entered the end of the season. The Seahawks, on the other hand, have been fairly consistent through the season. A little bit of ups and downs on the offense, but I think they found their groove defensively. Huge shout out to Bobby Wagner. Had a huge year defensively. And they closed they closed the season with a very kind of close game between the Niners, but the Niners play the Seahawks really well typically. But I'm just taking that momentum. I'm taking the Seahawks in this matchup.
Yeah, no, I dig what you're saying. I mean, hope if Jared Goff was healthy, this would have been a more close game. Just because I mean these battles, NFC West battles, usually are really good. Go ahead.
And they're also I think they're down. John Witherspoon's down too. So it's like they're linemen. They're O linemen. So yeah.
John Witherspoon.
Oh man, dude, he's been with that team for years, bro. Come
That
on,
guy's
man.
name is Andrew Whitworth.
Oh, Andrew Whitworth. You're right. You're Andrew.
Yes.
Hey, that was somebody else. That was somebody else.
Bro,
That was
that's
somebody
fucking.
else.
That's
You're
a.
Andrew. Is Whitworth.
You know who
Whitworth.
John Witherspoon is?
No. Oh, yeah, he's an actor. He's the one that passed away.
Ain't nobody going to the bathroom for what is it, 40, 45 minutes?
Hey, man. Listen, dude. All these people got
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yeah, man, you know what I'm talking about, dude. You know what I'm talking about. See, I just gotta throw the foundation, and I'll let you pick it up from there. But yeah, you're missing a key offensive lineman, man. That's a huge loss.
Bro, he got cleared to play. I think he's playing.
No, he's. I don't think is he cleared to play. I didn't see that.
Bro,
Most recent reports said he's out, dude.
You gotta
Most
stop
recent
following those.
report.
You gotta stop following those fake Adam Schefters.
Dude, last report I saw earlier this week said that he may not play.
No, I think he got cleared. He's been trying to come back for this week.
Oh, okay. Well, if he plays, I mean, that kind of gives him a little bit of a chance, but
Yeah, but nah, they
not with the backup quarterback.
But the thing is, Jared Goff can possibly play too. So, and I think Sean McVay said, we'll keep it like on the DL, like if he's gonna play, like they're not gonna release anything. So, I feel like maybe Jared Goff can play, but I mean, if you're asking the Rams, maybe they do want John Walford because he can play better than Jared Goff. I mean, Jared Goff didn't play well against it when they played the Seahawks. He was not playing well. So even before that, he had a stretch of games where he was looking bad. So, maybe Sean McVay is like, it's probably not the end of the world if we don't have Jared Goff because he probably thinks he can win with the other guy.
Yeah, I mean, look, but I agree with everything you're saying. I mean, I'll try to give the Rams a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. Their defense is still a top ranked defense in the league, right? So
That's the
there's
other
not,
point.
yeah.
So their defense, they got fucking Aaron Donald, right? Seahawks they got to get ready for him. He's coming. AD's coming. And then you got Jalen Ramsey, man. Jalen Ramsey can lock down DK. We've seen it. DK doesn't have good games against Jalen Ramsey. From what we've seen. So unless the, Seahawks offense can do some good things and move DK around, get him motion, do crazy things, get him screens where, he doesn't have to go one-on-one with Jalen because Jalen's the top corner in the league, no doubt. Especially this year. He's been locking people up like crazy. So that's going to be a key thing to see of how they can move DK around and get him away from Jalen. And then they got to hit those big plays because, like you said, Rams probably really good defense. They have one of the faster defenses, so they close really quickly. So that's an interesting battle. But I mean, if you have to ask me, at the end of the day, I know their defense is good, probably top 5 in the NFL. I just have a lot of faith in Russell Wilson right now, and I'd rather take him than John Walford in his first playoff game against Seattle's defense, who has been playing better as well. So if you just combine all those things, I like the Seahawks, but I think the Rams will come out with a good game plan, make things easy for John Walford. I think that's his name, John Walford. Whatever Walford, the backup
Walford, something like that. Yeah,
some shit.
backup.
But yeah, they're gonna make McVay will create some scripted plays for him and maybe take some shots downfield, but to keep it close. But Seahawks, they got the better QB. Russ has been there, done that. I expect him to come out of this game with a W. So give me the Hawks.
All right. So let's see what happens in this game. All right. So next game we got here, and I think this is an upset game. The next game, 5 seed versus a 4 seed. I'm taking the 5 seed. Yeah, it's the Buccaneers versus the Washington football team.
Got to.
Now on paper, you look at the numbers and you say, all right, the Washington football team, home team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is not your normal wild card team, man. 11-5. Tom fucking Brady running the helms of this offense. They got a really good defense. I think they're top run defense in the league, giving up about 80 yards per game rushing. This is, I'm taking, I mean, I know Chase Young wanted Tom Brady. That's a mistake. That is a fucking mistake. This is a veteran in the football league. Dude. Yeah, that's when he fucked up. I mean, Bruce Arians said the same thing. He's like, you better be careful what you wish for. Right now, everything I'm hearing, Mike Evans is going to suit up. I think he's at they're saying it maybe 80-85% healthy.
Oh yeah, he'll play.
But dude, they got Antonio Brown. Yeah, they got Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin. I mean,
Rob Gronkowski.
Long time. Scotty Mill. Don't forget about Scotty Miller. You know how Tom Brady likes his little short, petite wide receivers, man. He likes the slot receivers.
Hey, it's a thing, bro. It's a thing.
It's a fetish. So, hey, look, man, paired with the fact that you got Tom Brady running this offense and the Tampa Bay defense is just rolling right now, I'm taking Tampa Bay.
Dude, I agree with you. Upset brewing in Washington, man. Yeah, but we know it's not an upset, but but from 5 versus 4, yeah, it is. But like you said, Washington, they shouldn't have been here. We all know that. It's just a nature of the business how they got there, just winning their division. We know they're not one of the best 14 teams in the in the league.
No way.
But they're there. They're a good story. They got in, right? So I think they'll feel content. I mean, Alex Smith can't even fucking run or do anything at quarterback. It looks like it's time for him to, hang up his shoes because it's not looking too good for him. And I think they're just satisfied with where they got. And then you look on the other side, the Bucks, they're coming. I don't know what happened, but after they got their ass kicked by the Saints, they've kind of retooled and reshuffled and come in with a new mindset. Their offense has been looking great. Defense is okay. It hasn't been doing what it was doing in the beginning of the year, but it's still a solid defense, right? Top 10, I would say. And you got a good pass rush, so that's all you need. They can make a stop when you need a stop made. And you combine all those things, and Tom past month has been playing phenomenally. So you just combine all those things. Washington football team does have a great defense, but we've seen Tom Brady combat really good pass rushes by throwing the ball quickly. They have a good offensive line, good running game. So as much as people talk about that front four, I can see Tampa Bay being able to combat that and, put up a good fight. Like, people forget Tampa's O-line is good too. So yeah, like I said, combining all those things, I'm expecting Tampa to win by 10 points. I just don't see Washington scoring enough points in this game, basically. Yeah. Basically. I mean, I know people are looking for, that Seattle upset, right, against New Orleans, like back when Beast Mode, Beastquake or whatever the fuck they call it. people are looking at that like, oh, no one expected them to win and they scored that, but they still had Matt Hasselbeck, they had Marshawn Lynch, they had some weapons, and like this Washington football team, like Terry McLaurin's still hurt, Antonio Gibson's still hurt,
Yep.
Alex Smith is still hurt.
Yep.
Like there's just not, it's not, there's no
It's not
parallels
enough
to it.
there. Yeah,
So
it's not enough there.
yeah,
I mean, their front, don't get me wrong, their defense, their front is really good, but I think it's not going to be enough to stop Tom Brady. And
and
then the defense on the other side.
they still have to score some points. Like
Correct.
I expect
Correct.
Tampa to get some points on the board, and I don't even know Washington's going to score 10 points. Like that if they do, it's going to be garbage time or something like that on a fluke play.
You know, I will say this much: if you're the Buccaneers, this is a game that you want. I mean, as much as the bye sounds sexy or whatever, but you're getting relatively. I mean, it's the NFL, right? That's why you play the games. You're getting relatively an easy team. Like I said, a 7-9 that really shouldn't be here. This is kind of like a tune-up game, right? You don't even, you go up early in the first half. You probably bench Mike Evans, let him kind of just kind of,
I don't know if
ease into things.
I don't know if it's going to be that easy.
You don't think it's going to be that big? You don't think that this is going to?
Washington, but they still play physically on defense. Like they're still going to have to get what they want. Like they're going to have to earn it. Washington defense is still good. Like they still.
I agree, but I'm saying I don't think that they're going to have to exert as much energy into this. You know what I mean? And plus, like I said, you want these tune-up games, right? This is a tune-up game, and then you get ready for the next matchup.
I get what you're saying, but like this is probably the easier matchup they could have gotten, out of all the first round. We were saying that this is the seed that you want if you're not going to get a bye week.
Right.
But I think they'll still have to earn it. Probably not as much as the other games, but they can't come in expecting to win the game. Otherwise, they're going to be in a fight and it's going to be much harder.
For sure. But that's why you have the TB12 method.
Have you? What is that? What does he give you? What is he, like, food?
I don't know, dude. This is some shit that he sells, man. It's like expensive.
I'll buy it for you.
Hey,
we need something by the end of 2021, right?
Yeah, we got time is ticking. All right. Let's all right. So let's move on here. All right. So those are the Saturday games, man. Now we'll talk about the Sunday games. The Sunday games start off again. They start off with a bang, dude. This is a
banger, and then just fucking sad.
It just teeters, man. But the first game is the Ravens-Titans. Versus the Titans.
When this matchup, got finalized, I was like, damn, this is the third time, it's kind of a little bit of a rivalry, dude. Like last year, Titans out of nowhere beat the fuck out of the Ravens, threw the Ravens into a funk and like a lot of questions. And they come back this year, there's that little scuffle with Vrabel, Harbaugh. Harbaugh's talking all this mess. Vrabel's like, shut your ass up. Like, I'll beat you. Like, you don't want this.
Yeah.
And then Ravens go up like 2010 or 21-10 or something. Like,
yep.
And then AJ Brown, get off me, scores his tutty. And then Titans win that game. Like, and then it's like Titans
in overtime.
Yeah, in OT. So Derrick Henry,
Derrick Henry, yeah.
So, dude, come on. Like, this is a big game. Like, it's gonna be physical. I think we know that these two teams do not like each other. So I'm expecting, it's gonna be a physical battle, but this for the Ravens is a horrible matchup. Like, Titans match up very well against the Ravens. But I'm expecting the Ravens to get that monkey off their back. So I'm expecting the Ravens to win. Yeah. It's just something about the Ravens right now. I feel like they've gotten in some sort of rhythm, and I like the way they've been going. They've been throwing it out a little bit, and the Titans, their defense is not as good as last year's. That's the one thing people will say. They've been scored on like crazy, and I've just been seeing enough of Lamar throwing the ball, and then their runs are very effective still, and their defense is healthy. They got Calais Campbell back. They got Brandon Williams back in the middle. So I don't know if it's going to be as easy for the Titans to run up the middle, maybe on the edges.
Sure.
But yeah, it's still going to be a close game. Titans are still going to get theirs. Yeah, I like the Ravens. It's going to be a close one. Probably a Justin Tucker field goal or something like that. But it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a dogfight too.
Hey, I can't disagree with anything that you said. I mean, the Ravens are a top 10 run defense in the league. Their defense has just been solid the entire season, right? But going back to what you said at the beginning of this topic, right, of this game, the Titans have the Ravens number. This rivalry has been going on for 2 games now. Started last year in the playoffs. I think Vrabel can outcoach Harbaugh. It's crazy as that sounds. By the way, I know, but and because of that, I'm taking that. You got Derrick Henry, Russian champion, baby, coming
King
in,
Henry.
King
Yes,
Henry.
sir.
Which, by the way, I think last week I said he was trying to go for 263. He got to 250. I just want to make that very clear. I said 263.
I thought
He was like, Sag, I'm gonna save the 13 yards till we get into the playoffs.
yeah,
But
when you said that, I was like, nah, he ain't gonna get it.
he
He
got
got it.
250, bro. He got 250.
Yeah, Moss. I remember I was talking to my brother. I was like, look at the stat lines. I was like, God damn, Derrick Henry
Yeah,
went like
250,
200
bro.
yards. I was like,
250,
God
bro.
damn.
I told you, dude. So look, I think I'm expecting that drive and that momentum. They're gonna feed him early, and they're gonna get him going. And you know what happens, right? Like with the Titans, you get that run game going, and it opens up the lanes, and then next thing you know, you get AJ Brown just fucking 60-yard touchdown, or Corey Davis, man, Corey Davis, by the way, came through, man. Contract year. I love my boy Corey Davis.
So,
Um,
Eagles, go get him.
yeah, yeah, we could use a wide receiver, brother.
You could use everything. A
I-
quarterback too.
hey, we're talking about the Titans. We're talking about the Ravens.
I had to throw it
Um,
in there. You
I
brought it
know,
up.
I did. So, look, I really like the Titans. I think their defense has been a little suspect through the season, but again, this is a team that overcame their deficit. Like I said, which is that they were down like 20-10 in their first matchup this season. Took that game to overtime, and Derrick Henry did what he had to do, cap off the game. Like I said, I think Mike Vrabel just knows how to get to Harbaugh. I'm taking the Titans in this game, man.
You got a score?
Do I got to score? I think this is going to be a pretty defensive game. I'm going to say 27-24.
It's a lot of points, but yeah.
27-24.
Nah, yeah. I'm expecting like 24, 21, like 2017, something like that. It's gonna be a dogfight, man.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a very chippy game, a very chippy game. So, all right. So let's move on here, guys. We got two more games to cap off this week, and I mean they're kind of a doozy, man. First game, Bears versus the Saints, Sunday afternoon game. The 8-8 Bears versus the 12-4 Saints. Who you got, Hamish?
This is a really, interesting game, in my opinion.
Okay.
I know, they played each other earlier in the season, but that was the Bears with Nick Foles. They had that RPO style where they were trying to throw it, try to be like Kansas City, but that they've completely shifted their identity. They've now featured the running back and then made life easy for Mitchell Trubisky to kind of, pick his spots and, keep the passing game afloat. But on the other side, you got the Saints. We've seen the Saints. They're always a juggernaut every year. It seems like they always go fucking 12-4, 13-3. They're looking good, but I don't know. For some reason, I feel like there is always one upset in the wild card round. I don't know. Last year, I forget who it was, but I mean, the Vikings beat the Saints.
Yeah, last year.
So, I mean, I don't know why I'm picking on the Saints, but just I feel like Drew Brees. I don't know. I feel like the Bears are going to shock them this week. That's just the vibe I'm picking up. I feel like even though the Saints have a really stout run defense, I think the Bears will be able to break a few plays here and there. But I also like the Bears defense to stop a lot of the gimmicky things that they gave to Alvin Kamara. A lot of the yards Alvin Kamara got in the first game were on his checkdowns. Basically, what comes from the Chicago playing the defense that they play. So I feel like they'll shore that up. I think the defense coordinator will do a good job seeing what happened and then make Drew Brees win the game. And that's the big key, I think, if Chicago Bears are going to pull this out. Put the ball in Drew Brees' hands, see what he can do, and make him throw it outside in a vertical passing game and see what he can do. And if you can force the Saints to do that, you have a really good shot at winning this game. So that's what I'm basing the Bears off of. And I think Mitchell's going to make a couple plays here and there to keep this game. It's going to be a low-scoring game. These are really two good defenses.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting like 17-14, like ugly game like that.
Yeah.
So even though it's in a dome, because I mean Saints are the home team, so yeah, ugly game. I would be surprised if it went like into the 30s or anything. It could probably go in the low 20s, but like 2017, 21, 8, like 17, something like that. So but yeah, I like the Bears in this one. It's gonna be upset alert.
Wow. So look, the Saints are I mean, it looks like Trey Hendrickson, who's been one of their top defensive ends,
Yo,
is out.
White boy's good, bro. He's good.
He is out, dude. He had 13.5 sacks this year. He's out. They ruled him out.
He's a baller.
So
But I
yeah,
think
yeah.
big thing is Saints get Kamara back. I think
Oh,
the
yeah.
COVID,
So yeah, no.
they
So
got
you're right.
lucky. NFL helped
Kamara,
him out.
yeah, Kamara and Michael Thomas are supposed to play this week. But again, Michael Thomas hasn't really been
What are you getting, right?
exactly. Now, Kamara, if he suits up, I mean that's a huge weapon back in the arsenal, right? For Drew Brees and the Saints. Um, I mean, look, at the end of the day, the Saints defense, I know that they're missing one player who's had a huge impact, but the Bears, on the other hand, Roquan Smith might not play. He's questionable to play. I think ultimately anyone that's questionable in my mind typically does play in a football game. But he's been huge for them too. If you look at his numbers throughout this season, he's been had a huge impact for the Bears. That being said, I think the Saints are just all around more equipped, right? And you have veteran quarterback, you have offensive. I mean, you have a veteran coach in Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Matt Nagy has showed a lot of inconsistencies through the season. I know the Bears are kind of coming in. Actually, they're not even coming in that hot. They lost the last game of the season, and they just
That's
got
against the
lucky that
Packers. It was a
I
tough
don't know,
matchup.
but dude, there's not even a lot of momentum that they're riding on, right? Typically, like okay, the New York Giants, when they won the Super Bowl a couple years ago with Eli Manning, they were riding that wave to get into the playoffs.
No,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like it's
I
that
know.
momentum. You go 8-8 and you're losing these games as you come to the playoffs. There's no momentum.
I mean, with the 8-8 team, how much momentum can you have, right? It's like
That's what I agree. I agree, but I'm saying like again, Mitch Trubisky, yeah, he's been kind of on and off, kind of turned it on at the end of the season. If they start getting maybe Montgomery or up and running early in the game, maybe that kind of helps them, and they start, like I said, it get the run game going to open up the passing lanes. I mean, maybe that's what they do, but I'm still taking the Saints, man. That's a veteran team. I think there's probably a lot of anger from last year's loss to the Vikings. I mean, I think the only way the Saints lose is if the referees fuck them over again. But outside of that, I'm taking the Saints.
I feel like, yeah. I mean, for me, just looking at the playoff matchups, I feel like this was a really bad matchup for the Saints. I don't know,
Yeah,
just defenses and like if just one gimmicky thing goes wrong, which usually happens in NFL games, like something you don't expect. That's what I'm
sure,
expecting to happen in this game,
sure.
like something we won't see, like a long play happen, a broken play, and
And,
it could happen.
and look, dude, if there's a team that's going to happen against, it's the Saints, right? I mean, the Saints have had like their fair share of bad luck.
This feels like the Niners, early in the this decade when they like lost all those, like they got to NFC Championship twice and lost it in the Super Bowl. Feels like the Bills of the 1990s when
Yep.
you make 4 straight runs and you lose.
And
So
nothing,
there's
nothing.
always a team that it happens to, and I feel like the Saints just have that vibe over them, and just the fact Drew Brees hasn't really been that impressive ever since he came
Sure,
back from his injury. So
sure. So we'll see what happens with that game, guys.
yeah,
All right, so let's get down to the last game of the wild card weekend.
this is whack, bro. That's the last
I
game.
know, I know. It's a divisional kind of matchup. It's the Browns versus the Steelers. Both teams played each other in week 17. The Browns took that win. Are you yawning on my podcast, bro? You better stop yawning, man.
It's 3 a.m. here over here.
Hey, man. It's the Browns versus the Steelers.
Someone was yawning outside and not caught it. You know how that
Okay,
is,
all
right?
right. I know you catch that, dude. It's like the flu. It's like COVID.
Uh-oh.
The the Browns versus the Steelers, man. Um, who you got in this matchup, dude? Browns or the Steels?
You go first. Let me hear you. Let me
Oh,
hear your
okay.
thought.
All right. So I'm actually taking the Steelers in this matchup. The Browns, again, they won their matchup last week, but they barely won that game against Mason Rudolph, backup quarterback. They didn't really start a lot of their starters, defensive on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. You gave Big Ben some rest. You gave a lot of their key instrumental players on both sides of the ball. Again, their defense is rested as well. The Steelers, that is. The Browns, on the other hand, had to win, so they started all their players. It was a must win for them in order for them to secure a spot into the playoffs. The Steelers, yeah, they were kind of on that skid, right? They lost like 3 in a row. But that doesn't mean anything. I think that momentum to get into the playoffs, Big Ben has been here before. He knows what it takes. I'm taking the Steelers, man. I just don't trust Baker Mayfield. I mean, This team just
You
they're at
forget.
the
You forget their coach is not there.
who's coach? The
Cleveland
Browns.
coach, yeah, he's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
there.
yeah. Oh, that's true too. I mean, he's on the COVID list. I mean, that's going around too. I think what they're
That's
starting
huge,
like
bro.
they're no, I know. I mean, they're playing with like their isn't that like they're like defensive lines coach who calling them like
I thought it was their
plays and
OC.
shit
I
like
thought it was
that
the
or
OC.
OC. It's ridiculous. But like, I mean that affects the play calling and all that. You're 100% right. Although I feel like between us, I feel like there's gonna be like a cell phone kind of hidden in an earpiece. You know what I'm saying?
It
Like
has to be.
the NFL,
But
dude. Because
apparently
if
that's
this
like
game is like
illegal.
it
No, they
is
can't do that.
100%. But if this game gets blown out 60-0, bro, first of all, that's embarrassing.
They have to allow something, yeah, because this
Yeah,
playoffs, that's horrible.
that's horrible. But look, I mean, no, you're right. No coaches on the sideline, right? Which by the way, I mean you know, he's been calling some pretty good plays for them this season. But regardless, I mean, even if he was there, I just think that hype train's kind of that it's kind of run its course, man. I don't have a lot of faith in this team. I really don't. I really don't have a lot of faith in the Browns.
Yeah, no, I agree with your pick. I think Steelers will win this game. Cleveland not having any coaches, I think Cleveland will be content that they made the playoffs. It's been especially after last year's debacle, where they had all this hype, all these players, and they fucked up, and so they were just it's a bounce back year. And I think they were content with getting the playoffs because they almost fucked that up too, right? They lost to the Jets, they almost fucked that up too. So
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
they got lucky to get in, and I think they'll be content. And without having your coach there, that's going to be a pretty big role. And then on the other side, even if the coach was there, I think I'd still pick the Steelers, just because I trust Big Ben, more in that offense, and the fact that the defense is really good too. Like people forget, even though they lost those three, games, it was just a skid. Like they came back and beat the Colts. That was a big win, right? And then they just they lost to the Browns right now. But Steelers defense is still good. You still have TJ Watt. You still have that front four. Secondary is okay. So you combine all those things, and then you have Big Ben and those wide receivers. Cleveland's running game is really good, but I would
It
expect
is.
Mike Tomlin and them to put more people in the box and try to stop that and put the game in Baker Mayfield's hands. I mean, you see that a lot of times. I mean, like with these quarterbacks that are on teams with really good run games, when that happens, you put the ball in the quarterback's hands, and more often than not, the quarterback cannot deliver.
And that's where I think Ryan Tannehill has kind of excelled, right? Where
Oh,
in
Ryan,
game,
He's a baller,
yeah,
man.
no, yeah. I mean, in games where where teams have tried to get Derrick Henry out of his typical motion, that's where Tannehill's like, okay, fine, you want to
Tanne's
close
like,
that
give me the
off?
backpack.
Yep, let's go. And that's where again, like that's where I think where Baker Mayfield he hasn't separated himself yet. He. I mean, dude, if you look at his last couple of games, he throws for like 180 yards, bro. Like that's not number one quarterback overall, bro. Like first overall pick, dude. He's
No,
throwing
I
like
know, but
180.
I think what you're saying now is probably the best. Like, he's a quarterback who needs a lot around him to be successful. I don't think he'll be like the guy who went after him, right? Number 7, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, Lamar
Like,
Jackson.
I mean, given Josh Allen does have a lot around him, but Josh Allen has a lot of physical traits that just like pop.
Wait. You can't say he doesn't have anything around him.
Who?
Baker Mayfield.
No, he does. He does. I mean, but like,
He's
I'm just
got
saying, like, you can notice the difference between Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield. Josh Allen has a lot of physical traits that his
correct.
scrambling ability,
Yeah.
his ability, he has a rocket arm. I mean, Baker has a good arm, but Josh Allen can improvise way better than Baker Mayfield.
100%.
And so that's why I'm saying Josh Allen's skills would translate into any offense.
For
Baker,
sure.
you need run game, play action, decent wide receiver, good wide receivers, and then it'll work. Good
But
offensive
he has
line.
that. But he has that.
No, I'm saying this is like
And
the best he's gonna be this is like his best.
oh yeah, I see what's okay. This is his peak.
Yeah, maybe a little bit better where he does more off script and they give him a little bit more. But people have to remember it's his first year in Stefanski's offense. He's not going to learn too much. Josh Allen, I think, has been with Daboll for 2-3 years now. So progress, get more talent, get better. So it's just been climbing that ladder. Baker, first year. I mean, he's impressed us, right? Last year we thought he was a bum, and for times this year he looked like a bum, but he got better.
Yeah.
Stefanski created a system around him that works, and you just got to see Baker improve. And
but like you said, there's no Stefanski this game though.
No, I know, but I'm just saying I'm talking like future shit. But
Yeah, for sure, for
but
sure.
for this game, without Stefanski calling the plays and being that voice in his head, like it's gonna be tough. And I mean, like I said, Baker can't improvise, and against this team, you're gonna need to improvise a lot because that TJ Watt is coming. He didn't lead the league in
Yeah.
sacks for no reason. He's a baller. So, and expects Steelers to blitz and make life tough on Baker. And combine all those things, I think Steelers are gonna win this one. It's gonna be close. I think Steelers
Yep.
always play close games a whole year. Only game they won, they blew out the Browns, right? When Baker threw the pick six, he was pressing, he didn't know what to do. So, um, yeah, it's gonna be a close game. I mean, even though the Browns don't have their coach, I think they'll still fight. And yeah, Steelers probably win by like a touchdown or something.
Oh, okay. All right. So, all right. So let me just give everyone a quick recap of this week's matchup. So, me and Hamish are both taking the Bills, the Seahawks, the Bucks, and the Steelers. Where we both differ is I'm taking the Titans versus the Ravens, and he's taking the Ravens over the Titans. And then I'm taking the Saints over the Bears, whereas he's taking the Bears. So there's gonna be some stiff competition for us this coming week.
Yeah, you know who's right though. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Hey, listen, man, I let you get the regular season. Playoff is where I excel. All right, so let's pivot on. Let's pivot on here, man. Let's pivot on here. Our last segment of today's episode. Again, like I said, we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna go through our bracketology. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to give you an outlay of who we think is ultimately gonna win week by week by week up until the Super Bowl champ is crowned. So how about we do this? How about we go? I don't know. How do you want to do this? Do you want to go one by one? You want to get the first section? You want to get the second section?
So you'll go. So
I'll
just
give you
go.
my
You
picks.
go. You'll go.
Yeah.
No. You'll go. So we did wild card, right? You can go
Yeah.
divisional
Okay.
round. I'll go divisional round. Conference championship, Super
Cool.
Bowl. Yeah.
Cool.
So go ahead.
All right. So I'm gonna start with this real quick. So as we know, the Chiefs had their bye week. So the Chiefs will be a home team, and they will be playing who I picked, which is the Titans. And I do have the Chiefs winning that matchup. Next is the Packers, who had their bye, number one team, and I have them playing the Buccaneers, and I do have the Buccaneers beating the Packers. Then it's the Bills versus the Steelers. Those are the two teams that I had advancing in their initial wild card matchups, and I have the Bills beating the Steelers. And my last game of that week is the Saints versus the Seahawks, and I have the Saints beating the Seahawks.
Okay. So, I mean, I think we may get similar results here and there, but so because I chose the Ravens, the Chiefs and the Ravens would be the 1-5 matchup. I got the Chiefs in that one. I don't see the Ravens being able to put up points. We saw what happened early in the year. We saw that, right? We saw Mahomes, just fucking toying with the Ravens defense, and the Ravens defense is still really good. So it'll be close. I mean, it'll be closer than that game, I think, but I just don't expect the Ravens to put up as many points as, the Chiefs. So give me the Chiefs in that one. That's just a bad matchup. But, and then because I had the Bears winning, the Bears would play the Packers because of the lowest seed. We saw how that went, right? We saw, I mean, both the teams were playing hard. They both had to win, right? I think the Packers will do that again. That man number 12, he's on a mission, MVP right this year in our opinions. He's going to put the team on his back and take that dub. Then you got my next matchup would be the Bills Steelers. I got the Steelers in an upset. You look back to that Sunday night game and people talk about, oh, Josh Allen won that game, but they only got back in that game because of that pick six. Big Ben threw a pick six, turned the whole game upside down. So I'm expecting that game to be much closer this time around, and I expect the Steelers to win that one. And then my next matchup, because I had the Bears winning, and then the next team would be the Bucks. So it would be the Seahawks and the Bucks. So that's a really interesting game. I don't think we've seen those teams play this year, but they match up. It'll be an interesting matchup
Yeah.
because you have Tom versus Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll,
Oh,
that Super
it's like
Bowl that Super
yeah,
Bowl
dude.
rematch. So,
Whew.
and I think Mike Evans gets a week more to be healthy, and I think that's gonna be a big factor. I like the Bucks in that one. So Seahawks, they're okay, but inconsistent on offense is going to cost them. Their defense playing well, but I expect the Bucks to come out in that one, and that's going to be a close game too.
Okay. All right. So then, in terms of who I think is going to win in the championship games, so for the AFC Championship game, I'm taking the Chiefs over the Bills. The Chiefs over the Bills. And then in the NFC, I have the Saints Bucks. And yes, I'm taking the Buccaneers.
Yes, sir.
I have a Chiefs Buccaneers Super Bowl. Hemish, can you match that energy?
Oh, I'll match that. So we got in my bracket, I had the Chiefs and the Steelers. Everyone's been, waiting for this matchup all year, right? Steelers were that undefeated team. Chiefs, one loss team throughout the year, and they're like, oh, I want to see the Steelers against the Chiefs, right? Here it is. It doesn't have that same appeal as it once did because the Steelers, fell off a fucking cliff. But Steelers will still get there. I think Big Ben, his veteran leadership will steer them to the conference championship, and then they're going to run into the buzzsaw that is the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs at this point, after beating the Ravens, they're going to be like, all right, let's kick this into the gear. They're going to want to send a message because people are saying the Steelers are better than them the whole year, and they're going to put on a show against that defense. Mahomes is going to play pretty well, but I mean, it's going to be only thing I see. It's going to be really hard for the Steelers to keep up. Again, I mean, as with anybody playing the Chiefs, just because you need to be able to run on the Chiefs to kind of keep them off the field, and Steelers have no running game. So give me Chiefs weapons over Steelers weapons all day, and the quarterback too.
100%.
And then on the other side, for the NFC, Packers Bucks, we saw how this went early in the year, right? Aaron Rodgers did that fucking discount double check, and then he got his ass kicked after. While I don't expect that same result, whatever it was, like a 30-point win, 20-point win, I'm expecting the same outcome. So I'm expecting the Bucks to win in a closer game, just because it is Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. But I feel like the Bucks will use that game and kind of create a good game plan. Add some new wrinkles in and confuse Aaron Rodgers, and I can't see Tom Brady losing. Once he gets there, I just have too much. Even though it is Aaron Rodgers on the other side, I just like the Bucks weapons a little bit more, and I think that's going to be the deciding factor.
So, do we have similar Super Bowl predictions here?
I guess so.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, the stars have finally aligned.
We didn't even plan that, guys. That was completely, as you see our brackets. I don't know how the hell we got there, but we got.
I don't know. We got there. Well, so on three, who do you have winning the Super Bowl? 1, 2, 3.
49ers.
Chiefs. 49ers. Here we go, dude. All right. We have lost all credibility, guys. The ship is sinking, guys.
2021.
Oh, 2021. So what about 2021? This is 2021, dude. You got one of the Super Bowl. You got the Chiefs winning?
I got the Chiefs.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like there's gonna be a great game. So many storylines, right? Tampa Bay or Buccaneers in Tampa that playing in the Super Bowl first time.
Yep.
Mahomes, Brady after their classic conference championship game.
I thought about this, dude. If Tom Brady wins this,
GOAT.
All the GOAT conversation. No. I'm just saying if he does, huh?
It's been over, but if he wins over Mahomes can never be the GOAT.
No, like it's over. Like it's done.
Yeah,
like that's it.
Tom Brady, fucking
40. It's over, bro. Like I don't care if Mahomes, like even if he starts passing blind, bro, I don't give a damn, dude. Like
left-handed.
Yo, yeah, dude. I don't give a fuck. He better go out there, fucking eye patch, one arm missing, bro. Like if Tom Brady beats him at 40 something, it's over. 42,
right? 7 rings.
That would be 7.
No way.
And without Belichick, and I think there's a little bit of like.
That's why he wants to do it.
Yeah.
That's why it's just like fuck. Like, I want to choose the Bucks because that storyline just like fuck. It sounds so great, but
it's Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, if he did it, like he would shock us all. But I mean, if this matchup happened, you'll see all media panelists and everybody be like, "It's Patrick Mahomes over Tom Brady right now."
Yep.
But I mean, they did play earlier, and Chiefs did go out, but he was still in lasers, Tyreek Hill. So I would think they learned something from that game.
Mm-hmm.
And, Tampa offense took a little bit while to get going, but in the second half, they came and they were close. The defense just couldn't get a stop. If they got a stop, offense probably would have scored. So you look at that. I think the Bucks go into that game thinking they can win that game, pretty confidently. and the Chiefs would probably be a little hesitant, be like, okay, like they almost won that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like you said, the factor Patrick Mahomes and his greatness, Tom Brady and his clutchness, like
Yep.
it'll be a
It'd
great
be
battle.
crazy. It'd be
That
crazy, dude.
as for storylines, that's the best. Ooh, I like Packers Chiefs too though. In terms of storyline too.
Oh,
And Rodgers versus
the
Mahomes.
State Farm guys, the State Farm people.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
people regard
The
Aaron Rodgers
MVPs. The MVPs.
as like the best quarterback of all time. Like, people say Aaron Rodgers is that too. As terms of talent and everything.
I,
Like
listen,
people
yeah.
compare Mahomes to Rodgers, not Mahomes to Brady, right?
Well, Aaron Rodgers to me has done a lot more with a lot less. Like if you
Oh,
look at his body of work with the people around him,
he's phenomenal. Like, look, hey, bro, let me tell you something. For all those people who talk about Mike McCarthy helping him out, what the fuck does that mean now?
yeah, exactly.
People don't look at it like that, man. Come on.
No, exactly, dude. Aaron Rodgers, like I said, he did so much with so little. It's incredible.
He's a goat too. He's
Incredible.
a goat. Like,
Yeah, 100%.
I think like physically, like skills and everything, he's probably the number one. People put Elway up there. I mean, and all that, but Rodgers is up there. Now you have Mahomes. So
Yep.
Mahomes, he's not. Thinking about Rodgers, he only has one ring, but that's supporting cast and all that, right?
Hey, Drew Brees only has one, but he's a GOAT too.
No,
Like in his own right.
no, it's not.
People be talking shit about Drew Brees, man. Drew Brees, dude,
Now,
he was down and out.
over career, yeah, but people be talking about him like he's like top 10 quarterback right now. I'm like, bro,
No. But his numbers, he's got a lot of numbers, man.
you
Hey,
know
but
why? You know why? It's the guy on the sideline named Sean Payton.
hey, I'm not gonna argue that coaching helps, man. But hey, look, dude, this is. I mean, like if you look at the quarterbacks that we have in this year's playoffs, man, we got
Besides Mitch
you got Russell.
and Alex Smith, they're probably two worst quarterbacks, right? Oh,
I
Philip.
mean, yeah, but I'm saying like you have Russell Wilson,
Goff.
Ryan Tannehill's balling.
But no, yeah, you look at these
Man,
quarterbacks. The only one who's probably like a top 5 quarterback that's missing is Deshaun Watson, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is incredible, dude. Like this is. I mean, you have Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady. I mean, these are like guys that are on top of their game, dude. Like incredible.
Yeah, dude. Fuck. What the fuck was that?
You know what, dude? I'm done. I'm done with you, bro. I'm done with you.
Nah, but no lie, this was fun. This was dope.
Yeah, this was fun. We need to. Hey, you know what? I think we got to continue this. This is the way we got to start doing podcasts. I feel like Joe Rogan, just like hey, just shooting the shit.
No, that's what it feels like. It's good.
Yeah.
I think they'll like it. It gives them a little bit, understand us. Put.
Hell yeah.
They just hear a voice. When you put a picture to that voice.
I feel like John Witherspoon, where I put a smile on everybody's face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you did that earlier, so you can tie it back here.
Listen, everybody, you know what to do. At this point, it's follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, social media,
And
4th and 17.
I mean, y'all.
That's right. On YouTube.
Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like.
We got a lot of fun stuff.
Subscribe.
Yep. Like, subscribe, hit the little bell for all your alerts. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up for you guys. We might even do a cooking show. I heard cooking shows are really good. We should probably think about doing a cooking show.
Yeah, we make good, vegan cuisine. Cauliflower stir fry.
Tofu. Oh yeah. Cauliflower stir fry.
I know how to make that. Hit him up for recipes. He's creating his own blog.
Hell yeah. But hey, listen, guys. We're wrapping up our preview of week 1.
No, it's called
Wild Card. The playoffs, the wild card playoffs. And we'll be back. We'll be back with our recap of this week. 6 games. Buckle up for a great Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday, man. This is great, dude. 6 games, Saturday, Sunday, back to back to back.
Out perfect.
Get your Domino's pizza.
Get your wings.
It's the 4th and 17 podcast.
We out. Peace.